and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Lisa Williams, also known as the Vision Board Queen, and this YouTube channel is all about vision boards. If you want to learn more about vision boards, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow me for more hints and tips. During this video, we are going to be listening to a very special guest, Alison D, sharing how manifesting can be made easy. Hello, Alison, and welcome to the Vision Board Blueprints podcast today. I am very, very excited to have you here. Would you like to let the audience know a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. Hi, I'm Alison D. I'm a certified life coach and master NLP practitioner, and I'm an expert in positive mindset and manifestation.
That sounds very exciting and right up my street. So what is it that has actually drawn you so much to manifesting and the positive mindset aspect of life?
So it started with positive mindset and then went into manifesting. I'm very much a person that always looks on the bright side of life. I always look for the glass half full perspective, and I can always find, blessings in the rubbish that's going on. So I'm always really good at flipping your perspective. And then I found out about manifesting. And when I first found out about manifesting, I had a mentor who would say to me, just manifest it. And I was like, but I don't know how. And it got me really stressed out. And then I found out a lot more about manifesting, and I decided to make it part of my mission to show people just how logical and simple manifesting can be, because while I am very spiritual and woo-woo, I also have a background as a biomedical scientist, so I'm incredibly scientific and logical, and I think the two work very, very well together. So I like putting the logical steps into manifesting to make it easy for anyone to do.
Amazing. So talk us through that then, Alison, because obviously you've said there that it doesn't have to be all woo-woo. It can be, quite logical. And sometimes when people come across manifesting, it is quite, oh, it's woo-woo. It's not me. I don't do stuff like that. So talk us through how it can be so practical and logical.
So for a start, getting really clear on your vision. That's the best place to start, because
And we're in the right place for that.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you don't actually know what it is you want to manifest, how can you manifest it? So many people say, well, I didn't get what I wanted. And I'll say, well, what did you want? And they're like, oh, well, I'm not sure. I'm like, there you go. That's why you didn't get it. It's not because the universe didn't provide for you. It's because you weren't actually specific enough. You don't go into Subway and say, give me a sandwich. You tell them whether you want it toasted or not, whether you want a 6-inch or a foot long, what type of bread you want, what type of cheese you want. Like, there's so many options. So think of it like putting your order in to the universe. You've got to get super specific. And in getting super specific, you then actually have something really tangible to aim for. So you know what you're aiming for. So it all of a sudden makes it like, it takes it from being that woo-woo, oh, I want the universe to bring me something, to a goal you can actually start heading towards. And then there's things like your energy, getting your energy in line. Well, that sounds like quite a woo-woo concept, but there's things you can do to change your energy. You can do the mindset work, which is why I say I do positive mindset and manifestation, because positive mindset really fits in to manifestation. So you do the mindset work, you cultivate a positive mindset, and you work on doing things that bring you joy and focus on gratitude. And so you can take really practical steps to raise your emotional vibration. So that's where the science and the logic and the woo come together.
Yeah, and like it's not all about, like some people say, oh, you need to be high vibe and high energy. It's not about living in a land of fairies and living in a woo-woo state of mind. It is just those small things to lift our vibrations, like maybe going out into walk. I know you mentioned just before we hit live, you've been sat in the garden today. Now, that to me would absolutely lift my vibrations, like completely. And that could just be one thing that you do to change.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have felt so happy today, sat out in the sunshine.
And you are actually glowing, I must say, Alison. You're wearing that yellow top and you are glowing with joy. And it is like, I'm just feeling high vibe looking at you, to be honest. You are definitely sharing those vibes today. So,
thank you.
what else would you suggest to someone who has heard the term manifesting, but they're not really sure what the hell it is?
So manifesting is literally bringing into a tangible form what you can conceive in your mind. That's what manifesting is. So it's about having a vision and making it reality. And there is an element of co-creating with the universe and allowing the universe to help you, but you also have to help yourself. You can't just sit in a field and meditate and hope that all of your dreams and goals are going to come to you. You've actually got to take action, and I'm very action orientated, so it really helps me to focus on the action, because then it helps me to get a bit more chill about things, because I know I'm doing my part. I know I'm doing my bit for things to come to me. So, you know, like I said, the first thing I would say to focus on is just get really clear on what it actually is you want. What do you really want? And so many people don't take the time to do this. They don't actually, they get so swept up in day-to-day life that they don't actually take time to go, what do I want in my life?
Yeah. And we have actually had a whole episode on what it is that you want in your life on the podcast earlier in the last series. And it is very, very true that people go through life and they don't know what they want, do they? They don't actually, look at themselves and think, right, what do I actually want? And when they do that, if they do that, they can actually find, what they want to manifest. But it can become quite a minefield though, don't you agree?
Yes, can. And also you can manifest things out of your life as well.
Yes.
So I've actually managed to manifest myself out of 2 jobs now so far, because I just wasn't happy in them. And one of them, it actually culminated in a bullying and harassment saga, which wasn't fun, but I was just so unhappy in the job and I didn't want to be there anymore. And it was like the universe was giving me a big kick up the bum to say, you need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I was feeling a bit unaligned with things fairly recently, a few months ago. So I thought I would go back and get a job while I figured things out. And I was really not enjoying it. I was starting to visualize what it would be like when I was back fully self-employed again, and what my days would be like and how I would enjoy myself. I was thinking, I can't wait for summer to be here and maybe sat out in the garden. And literally within a week, my temporary contract got pulled. So
And that is just, it can happen for so many reasons though, can't it? When we actually start working on with manifesting and we are aligned, these things can just happen, out of like nowhere. So an example of myself manifesting is I was, thinking, I did some courses the back end of last year. I did my Reiki course, I did my crystal healing course, I did my NLP course. And I was like, this time next year, I'm going to look for somewhere where I can actually practice these courses and have a place when Talia goes to school, which would be September this year. Within a few weeks, that place manifested itself and it's now there, and it's now somewhere where I have, the keys for, and I have the premises there. But it's just when we think about these things, sometimes they can just come to us, and it's quite a magical feeling.
Yeah, definitely. I manifested my cat. So I had a picture on my vision board after my first cat sadly had to cross the Rainbow Bridge. I couldn't cope with not having a cat in the house. Like, I'd had a cat for nearly 15 years. And so we decided, me and my partner, that we wanted something that looked totally different to Gizmo, because she was a very fluffy tortoise shell. So you know, we didn't want to compare. So I had a picture on my vision board of a short-haired black and white cat, and then on Facebook a picture popped up of a kitten, and I said, that's our cat, that's our cat. And then I was told that she'd already been adopted out, and I was like, that's our cat, that is our cat. I didn't hear anything for a few weeks, and then I got a message saying the adoption's fallen through, you can pick her up tomorrow if you want to. So
Amazing.
I just held the faith all the way through that that was our cat. Like, I just knew as soon as I saw her, and she's our baby, and she's completely fitted into the family, and wouldn't have it any other way now.
Oh, beautiful. So if someone was to want to start looking more into manifesting, other than, you know, focused on what it is they actually want, what other steps do you feel that they need to start taking in order to manifest?
So one of the biggest things that blocks people is their beliefs. And there's a lot of belief work that needs doing in manifesting. So what you can do is, when you've got really clear on your vision, then look at what beliefs come up for that. Do you start thinking things like, oh, that couldn't happen for somebody like me, I'm not lucky enough for things like that to happen? Look at what negative thoughts are coming up that are blocking you, because if you've really got that belief that these sorts of things don't happen for people like you, it's not going to happen, because you're going to block it energetically, but you're also going to block it by, you won't take the action because you don't feel like there's any point in taking the action, because you don't think it's really going to happen. So you block it from all directions. So doing that belief work is a really important part of manifesting.
Yeah, definitely. I can't agree more with that, because that is like, sometimes we have these beliefs around us, these judgments, these fears. There could be a range of different things that really do stop us when we are trying to manifest. You know, it could be the fear of putting yourself out there. It could be the fear of rejection. It could be the fear of success. You know, I've even come across people scared of being successful, so they don't actually put the action in because they don't want to get the results, because they're scared of that result. So it's really is, you know, the actual belief work is really, really important. So if someone needed to do that belief work then, and they needed to put that work in order to change those beliefs, how can they do that? What can they do in order to start working through those beliefs?
Do some journaling is a really good place to
I knew
start.
you were going to say that. I might as well have just said it myself. I was
Yeah, I mean, journaling is a really great place to start to get yourself out of your head and just free write. You know, or find a trusted friend to talk to, or even leave yourself voice notes. It's amazing how when I'm leaving voice notes for like my friends I have in the coaching world, who, you know, we bounce off each other, and I'll be leaving a voice note on something, and I'll have realizations just because I'm getting it out of my own head and I'm talking about it. So some form of getting out of your own head is really, really key, because we're really good at lying to ourselves. We're really good at kind of going, oh no, everything's fine, I don't have a problem with that. And when you start to journal, or you start to talk about it, you start to realize that actually you might have been being a bit untruthful to yourself, and there's a block there.
Yeah, journaling is a great tool to work through those blocks. You know, it's really helped me in my journey, and it's been something that I use on a daily basis now to even work through small things, even when the big things come up. You know, I use my journal to work through them. So journaling is a great tool to actually help establish what's blocking you from manifesting. So, what else can someone who is very new to manifesting, or I'm going to throw this, because we talk about people new to it, but there's a lot of people who actually do manifest, but they understand it, but they're not actually getting what they want. So, what help or what support can you give them?
I would say really look at your emotional vibration, because often what I find is people say, oh, I'm doing the gratitude work and I'm sitting in appreciation, but they're not. They're actually sitting in an energy of fear and lack and, you know, those negative vibrations, and that's really what's blocking them. I had a client once and she was like, I asked for £5,000 and I got a £5,000 bill. How does that work? And I said, it's because you've attracted it, and the energy you're in, you're actually sat in a very negative, fear-based mentality. And we can sit in an energy of love or fear, but they're polar opposites. So you can't be in both at the same time. So get really, you know, as I said, get really truthful with yourself. Actually, where is your energy?
So how would
You
somebody establish that then? How would they know if they feel like they're in, like that client you said, oh, I'm being grateful and I'm all this. How would they know how would they establish that, what energy they're sat in?
What are your thoughts saying? Are your thoughts catastrophizing? Are you worrying? Are you thinking, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. I don't know where the next paycheck's coming from. I'm worried about this, that, and the other. If that's where your thoughts are going, then you're sat in an energy of worry and fear. Whereas if you're trusting, you're surrendering, you feel really calm, really supported, then you're sat in a high vibe emotion.
Amazing. So, Alison, have you got anything that you would like to share with the audience today?
I have indeed. So we've been talking about manifesting today, and I am actually launching my manifesting challenge. It starts on the 24th of April, which is the day this episode is coming out. But it's absolutely not too late to come in and get involved. You can catch up on everything. So please come in and have fun. It's for people who are complete beginners to manifesting, but also if you're not a complete beginner, if you do know about manifesting, it will be a great refresher for you.
And from your challenge, you will have something very exciting to share with them. So if you have missed the date of that challenge, do make sure that you check out Alison, and make sure that you do check out what she's got coming after the challenge, because trust me, you won't want to miss that.
Yes, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait.
I'm excited for you. So thank you so much, Alison, for joining us today. And a massive thank you to everyone here who has tuned in and listened. You can check out Alison's details in the descriptions below, and you can head over and join that challenge as well. So do make sure you click on that link and check out where you can follow Alison further. So a massive thank you, and thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in to this video today here on YouTube. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button to follow us for more hints and tips around vision boards.